Alright, music fans, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and me here. A little emphasis on the word real this morning as kind of shaking off some folks who, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I just mean, look, if you're going to tell me that something from 1997... 96, 98, and I need to go back and listen to it. If you're going to tell me, oh, this chick had 2 albums you need to go listen to. And I'm just like, okay. And the first 30 seconds, I'm just like, it's just, I have no interest, okay? And people have trouble with me being so blunt and telling them that I don't like something, that I have no interest in it. And I did, I did fall off the truck. I always say I fell off the turnip truck. 1992, when I got out of radio, I got out of a station that I was working at, was Top 40. They were bought out, and then they turned the format overnight to oldies. Now, I hung out for a few more months listening to the oldies and getting an education about like the Buckinghams and the Grassroots and all that stuff. But I was, at that point, kind of burned out. I had done classic rock, college radio, Top 40, oldies, and I was music director, program director. Back in college, I was a station manager at the college station pretty much the whole time I was in college. Not that that's like running a real radio station, but it does give you a little bit of a blueprint to what to expect, when you hit the big time. I think that's why I didn't have the radio voice, but I sent the tape and my resume, and they're like, oh, dude's run a station. Okay, so at the time it helped me. So I've had some experiences that inform my opinion, and I also have my own tastes. Okay, so when I say something, it may be that my taste is different than your taste. You're talking about some chick from the 90s that had 2 albums and went away, and that's another issue. It's like longevity. None of this new music has any kind of longevity. Okay, they're talking about, oh, there's this reunion from this band from 1995. They haven't recorded a new album in 20 years. I just don't think it's going to have the same kind of impact as, say, Eric Clapton playing Madison Square Garden, which he's scheduled to do that. I've been listening to the band Little Feat for the last 24 hours, and I go through these phases where I have to go back to my comfort food, my comfort music. All right? Little Feat, by the way, is a band that has gone extinct. They're no longer on the radio. Nobody is playing their music. They're not even playing like Dixie Chicken or Fat Man in the Bathtub or any of those songs, Oh Atlanta. I mean, we used to play Oh Atlanta. It's just a great song all the freaking time. And then their comeback stuff is when I was at the rock station, when Craig Fuller from Pure Prairie League joins the band. Great singer, great songwriter. For Let It Roll. And Let It Roll is just a kickin' album. It's the album that got me into Little Feat, and then someone said, dude, you haven't heard anything. You got to go back and listen to Waiting for Columbus, their live album from the late 70s. Oh, and I did. And holy crap, Batman. It is just a work of art. It's right up there with Frampton Comes Alive or Live Bullet for all of that sonic quality, that excitement, that crowd involvement is just a kickin' album. And even if you don't like Little Feat, you go listen to it and you're just going to hear a brilliant performance. But in the other ear is, but you're not listening to me. And I'm going, well, look, I've got other interests, okay? I'm into real music. Now, you may say, well, you're just, making arbitrary definitions and your version of real is subjective to you, and that's somewhat true. But if you're telling me that somebody who's using a drum machine and didn't pay their dues, didn't do the nightclub circuit, was on some pop idol show, or got discovered by somebody who thought they knew something about music, and they put out a couple of albums, and then the label drops them, because the labels, since the time I fell off the turnip truck, have been more concerned about, striking while the iron is hot. There is no artist development going on here, folks. There's no, hey, we can wait 5 albums. REO Speedwagon was around for years toiling anonymously out there. Nobody knew they were out there. I mean, they had small following, regional following, and they had a couple of songs, but they didn't hit it big until High Infidelity, right? So that was how many albums? Like 8 or something? There was a lot of albums prior to that. There's no way that would happen today. No way. And see, Little Feat, the band I've been listening to, they have this incredible catalog of FM radio-friendly music. It's funky, it's bluesy, it's country, it's jazzy, it's gumbo, it's Cajun. It's just everything thrown into a pot, okay? And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want to be, like, have their ears tickled by just some incredible singer, because, you know, the late Lowell George passed away. After he quit the band, he unfortunately passed away of a heart attack. And everybody thought, well, that's the end of Little Feat, but the guys kept going and doing projects, and finally they get Craig Fuller to join. And, I mean, they're still awesome. I mean, they're still out there today. I know Paul Barrera, the guitar player, unfortunately is battling cancer, and he has been for quite some time, and then he had hepatitis, but he's still plugging away on guitar. And if you got Bill Payne in your band, who's also been working with the Doobie Brothers off and on for years, worked with Tom Johnson, Doobie Brothers, just an insane keyboard player, one of the best ever. If you got that guy in your band sort of driving the sound, I can't listen to you talking about some whiny singer from the 90s and comparing that to something that I'm listening to. You've lost me, okay? And then when I throw reason back at you, and I throw opinion back at you, and I throw taste back at you, which is the ultimate, I just say it's just not my thing. And can you just leave me alone? You know what I mean? Just leave me alone. Let me be happy listening to this music. And again, it's like comfort food. You know, it's like, oh, what am I going to eat here? Well, I could eat a bag of potato chips, or I could go for that gumbo stew that's in the refrigerator or whatever. Grab me a bowl of Little Feat and start listening, putting them headphones on, and having a great old time of it. You know, I mean, look, I'm not a one-trick pony when it comes to music. I'm not into just 80s. I'm not into just, you know, these arena rock bands, which I love, but I'm not into them. I go through phases. I love West Coast California stuff a lot. I get in and out of it because I'm thinking I'm wimping out because I'm listening to Christopher Cross, or, gee, I'm on a Steely Dan binge, I better stop, you know. But then I come back and I listen to other things. Blues players, Walter Trout, been listening to him. Talked about Atlanta Rhythm Section the other day. I'm talking with my hands a lot today. Must be an Italian thing. So look, bottom line is bands like Little Feat are going extinct, and I'm not really that concerned about these 2 album things or this. Go back and listen to this and tell me if you like it. Look, I don't like it. If you like it, great. Enjoy it, listen to it, have fun with it. For me, I'm very eclectic. I'm a little all over the place. There are certain things I really don't like, and I'll tell you if I don't like it. There are certain genres that I have no interest in, okay? And I think I've made it clear that I'm not into certain forms of music that are out there today. I don't need anything completely programmed or spoken word or any of that stuff. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing, folks. So anyway, kind of a rambling video. If you've never heard of Little Feat, by the way, and you want to listen to some Feat, go do it. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's a cultural thing. Just listen to it and see what you think. And then, you know, you don't have to like it. I do. And I'm a huge fan. And hence, that is why I'm talking about Little Feat on this video. And I do believe they're mostly extinct. You won't hear them on your radio. You will have to go to YouTube or to Spotify or somewhere to actually hear their music. All right, that's it. I'm done with this crazy video. I'm Dave, and I'll be back with more real music in real time for real people just like you right there, and me here. Talk to you then.